Now, I have two sisters, Della Lynn, who's 9, and Ensley, who's 5. I have a bunch of hobbies. I'm a competitive Irish dancer, and I play soccer for South River. I also do Girl Scouts. Girl Scouts is where this started. We are a very active troop, and we have a bunch of top sellers. When I was 8, Donna Cole, who was a local bird activist, came and talked to our Girl Scout troop. She told us about how the birds were getting harmed and how we could help them. This same year, I wanted to help the birds. I shared about the Carbo Wars. The Carbo Wars is about carbofuran. Carbofuran is a pesticide that was harming the birds. In the 70s, it brought more attention, or people brought more attention to it, and the birds were, and how the birds were getting endangered. In the 80s, so many bald eagles in Maryland were getting killed that the environmental protection that it prompted the environmental protection to ban carbofuran in 2009. It banned it. It made it illegal to use, but not illegal to still have. Even now, the birds are still getting harmed. In 2016, 13 bald eagles were killed because of the pesticides. Most of this is in the Eastern Shore. So there's a law introduced in 2021 to make it illegal to have the pesticides in old barns or just to have. But the bill died in the chamber, and I'm hoping that we can bring it back again. If you agree with me, please contact your local legislators to bring it back. What happens to the injured birds? So if you find an injured bird, once you call the rescuers. The rescuer will come if needed. Then the rescuer brings it to the transporters, or they transport themselves. The transporters, which we sometimes transport the birds ourselves, they'll bring them to rehab center. The rehab center we use the most is Owlman Raptor Center. Owlman Raptor Center is up in Boyd's, Maryland, and they take care of hundreds of birds each year. In 2022, 572 birds were sent up there to take care of. The most common one for 2022 was the red-shouldered hawk.
Was what?
The red-shouldered hawk. So our first time that we were transporting the birds, it was a bald eagle.
Wow, that's so cool. Wow.
We got to take the bird in our car, and it was a very exciting experience. We had to be completely silent, no loud music or anything. We couldn't even stop for gas unless it was absolutely necessary. We've taken a bunch of birds since then. We've taken bald eagles, ospreys, hawks, owls, and owls.
That's cool.
That's a juvenile osprey that we got to take of. Now, Suzanne Shoemaker is in charge of Owlman Raptor Center. We bring them up to her, and sometimes even at midnight, she's still out there, and she always checks for triage, so we get to see them when she takes the birds out. And it's amazing when we get to see the big wingspan. Even sometimes at midnight, she's out. Now, one funny story is there's a bird named Mitch, and so Mitch was a bird that was injured that was taken up there. They tried to release Mitch, but Mitch wouldn't go. So now Mitch is like their dog. He waits at the door for them. He looks through the window. He just wants to play. They hope their goal is to release all of the birds eventually. Now back to Girl Scouts. So in elementary, the highest award you can earn, or when you're in elementary school, the highest award you can earn is your bronze award. The silver award is the highest one you can earn for middle school, and gold awards for high school. So when my troop decided to earn our bronze award, we hosted an event called EcoFest. EcoFest was a large community event that a bunch of organizations came to share how we can continue to help the animals in the environment. My main topic was wild birds. I focused more on fishing line and how the birds get tangled up, and how we can recycle and how to recycle the fishing line properly. When they get tangled up, it can harm them. It can really harm them, and sometimes firefighters even have to come and get them out of the trees. So I sold my painting to raise enough money to make 20 fishing line recycling pipes. The fishing line recycling pipes are so that they're up at beaches and like ponds or any place that there would be fishing line. And then so that if there's any like fishing line that is lost and then you find it, you put them in there so that it gets recycled properly. This is the fishing line recycling pipes that we make. So we need we have a bunch that people can come and install and empty. So if you'd like to, you can talk to us after, and then we'll tell you how you can do that too. So also at EcoFest, I handed out a bird guide to teach people how to identify birds and how to take care of them properly. So this was the homemade version that we made, and we ran out at EcoFest, and I got a bunch of positive feedback after. After EcoFest, I decided to add a few more birds and fix that, and then we put it on Amazon. Now it's like a published book and hardcover.
That's so cool. It's very cool.
And then we posted on social media, and it went viral. We've sold a lot of books. Some local businesses have helped us by carrying the book, and they're donating all the profits. The first store to get it was Vintage by the Bay, and so they're not keeping any of the money. No. Yeah, not keeping any money. I made it onto the news.
Rock star.
And in a few newspapers, and I got to write my own article as well. So currently I've sold 1,396 books.
Oh my God.
My goal is to sell 100 more at least, so that I'll reach $10,000 to Alvin Raptor Center. Now there are more ways to help the birds. For example, when you see like ducks, you usually throw them your crusts or your bread, but that is actually very harmful for the birds. The best foods for them are fruits, oats, even peas. There are a bunch of local rescues that you can call when you find injured animals. We'll be passing out a card as well so that you can carry it in case you find one. Now, the birds don't always need to be rescued. If you find a nestling, which is a baby bird, if you know where the nest is, it'd be best to return it. Now, the fledglings are the most common right now because the birds are just learning how to fly. So if you find one, you want to leave it where it is, unless it's in an obvious dangerous spot, like it's in the road or there's a cat nearby. Also, if you find one, you do not want to feed it water, give them water or food, because that can harm them more. This is a more detailed flow chart about if you should call a rehab center or not for the birds. We'll also be passing out.
Very good.
Huge.
Awesome. All right. Any questions?
Yeah, the Alvin Rapture Center. Can you tell us a little more about that and where it is?
So Alvin Raptor Center is in Boyd's, Maryland. They take care of the raptors, like the birds of prey. The birds of
Your technical support is awesome.
it's in Boyd's, Maryland. Like,
She's
And it's run by Suzanne Shoemaker. And it's out of her house as well.
I have a question. When you guys were transporting the eagle and the other large birds, were they mostly quiet or did they make a lot of noise? Was it?
It's all different for all of them. If we can tell if they make noise, like we don't want them moving around too much as well because that can harm them more.
Yeah.
But it's definitely.
That's why you kept it quiet. For
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to scare them.
Yeah.
They're pretty quiet.
Yeah.
I have a question. How do you hear about an injured bird?
So the rehab center will tell the rescuer, and then so Donna Cole rescues them a lot, and then she'll let us know that that we can and ask us if we can help transport them, and if we can, we'll meet up with her and she'll give us the bird.
So it's all individual people that see them and start the chain. And then she has a piece of paper that we'll pass that to. If you wanted to be a transporter, they're always looking for more. And it's just an email blast that goes out and you just, yep, I'm available today. You just have to drive almost 3 hours round trip. But it's a cool experience.
Where does your Girl Scout troop meet?
It's in the Selby Clubhouse.
Selby Clubhouse.
You're gonna be around for after dinner?
Mm-hmm.
I think, I gotta tell you, very impressive. And again, I know there's a lot more questions, but unfortunately, we probably should have waited, but anyway, we didn't. But thanks again.
Perfect time. Perfect time.
There are books. We do have books that you will also sign and autograph.
Whoa. I want mine autographed.